Oh, okay. It's been such a hectic 24 hours, so why not combine a few things, even though it's a little bit of a column A, column B, a little bit of a joint review, a little on the fly, a little bit on the notice, but obviously you gotta do it because it's been such a very long weekend of wrestling. And in fact, let's add a little bit of two more shows if I'm not mistaken. So look at this as a little bit of it is a review, but it's a little bit of a two reviews, but in one, but it's not gonna go that long at the same time either, okay? So I kind of welcome this as a WrestleMania 42 night 2 review and a little bit of the Raw After Mania review. So we got a lot of news going on here that kind of transitions one into one into one. So let's kind of get going with this. But before I start anything off, make sure you go check out the WrestleMania 42 Night 1 review, which is uploaded online right now with Straight Face 40 and Just J Rod. But now, since we get back into part 2 today, or whatever day or whatever you're listening and whatnot, let my co-host that is going to be part of this. And we may have some more people jumping into probably soon into this thing too. So for the time being, let the first one introduce themselves.
All right, yes, straight face 40 back over here. Um, let's talk about what happened last night and what happened tonight. Let's get to it.
Let's get to Mania 42 then, night two. Obviously, back again in Las Vegas, which it looked like this crowd was more fuller, which let me at least say this right off the bat before we begin anything. Night two obviously beats night one by default. I can say that right now. And there's a lot of great things about this show. Yeah, it's a little bit of negative too, but it's a lot more good than bad this time. Obviously, we're back at Las Vegas again. Everything is blue now, and we're on the first hour for ESPN to keep it free, so it's the pre-show and whatnot. And obviously, we had John Cena back out there to welcome everybody to WrestleMania, even though he said the show was great the day before, which I don't know what show he was watching, but he's got to do what he's got to do, okay? Uh, yeah, he's still got to be the host of this whole thing. But no, we do officially kick off the first I guess you say hour of WrestleMania 42 with Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. I must say and I know it's daytime over there in Vegas, but a lot of these guys' entrances do look kind of weird in the daytime and doesn't work sometimes. Oba's entrance in the daytime feels kind of weird because it doesn't have the whole dark, shadowy thing going on and stuff. But obviously, the fans were very over with Oba Femi doing strut, like, thing. He comes out there and, does his whole entrance. Obviously, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out then. They get a big pop. They do the big introductions. Heyman does his for Lesnar and whatnot. And right off the bat, both of these guys end up locking up. It's basically it was a stalemate at that point. Um, and stuff. Like Lesnar ended up driving Oba into the corner, but Oba no sold it and got back up then. Lesnar tried to clothesline him. It didn't work. Couldn't even move Oba. Oba ended up taking him down with a clothesline then. Lesnar was frustrated right after that. And, ended up picking up like the steel steps and everything, and even kind of going back and forth with Paul Heyman. Oba ended up grabbing Lesnar, getting him back into the ring then. But Oba ended up getting run into like the ring steps and like the post on the outside. Lesnar started hitting multiple German suplexes on him then. Oba ended up getting up out of it after that. Oba ended up charging the Lesnar into the corner a few times, but Lesnar was able to stop him, hit an F5 on him. Oba ended up getting back up, a little bit right after, and he ended up hitting a choke slam on Brock, and then he hit the fall for grace, and it was over. This match was barely 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was very quick. Not what I listen. And let's get to this part before we kind of explain all of this, because right after that, Oba basically, looked shocked and disbelief that he beat Lesnar, even kind of, tipping his hat to Lesnar for like respect and everything as Brock was on the ground getting up. Heyman was surprised, and Lesnar, he basically just sat up and he removed his gloves and his boots, and fans started to chant, "Thank you, Brock." And Lesnar and Heyman basically got in the ring and hugged as Lesnar was very emotional then. The fans cheered and he soaked it in. And he left his gear in the ring, and he walked up saying, thank you guys, and he walked out, and seemingly Brock Lesnar has apparently retired from pro wrestling. Um, lot to say here. Where do I begin? Well, what's your thoughts on this initially?
Um, I wasn't surprised by the swatch. I knew it had to be either two ways. It wasn't gonna be a competitive back and forth because that's not my bad. That's not Brock's style. You know what I'm saying? A competitive back and forth. We haven't seen that since '03. So that's not gonna be his style. But I was surprised by the retirement. That's what I was surprised by. And
That
I
was
knew
longer than the
so
match.
I knew something was going on because he just sat there and he was about to cry. I like, hold on, I never seen Brock Lesnar shed a damn tear in my life, bro. Like, whoa, like, so that's what let me know something was up. Like, whoa, this nigga's about to cry. What's about to go on? He started taking the gloves off, the boots off, like you said. Yeah, I like, yeah, dang. I thought we had to at least SummerSlam. That's what I thought. I thought we had at least SummerSlam. You know, man, but hats off to him because come on now, to be perfectly honest, man, he, like they said earlier today on Raw, he the most decorated combat performer ever. Like my goodness, from the WWE to UFC, it's like it's ridiculous. They had a video package and Dana White, like, man, he laughed at the idea that, well, a WWE superstar has to come over here and do what? And he did. He took your title. Man, did you see that video package though, man? Did you see how bigger he was over the who he was going against and about to take the title? He was brick house compared to that nigga. Like my goodness, he was big as hell compared to that dude, bro. Like wow, you just don't know how big Brock Lesnar is until he's standing next to somebody else who's supposed to be as big, but he ain't as big as Brock Lesnar. But my goodness, but hats off to Brock. My goodness, man. And to change up your style when you did come back, you left, you came back with a different style and still got it over. It's so crazy, man. You not going to get another Brock. You just not. You're probably the next 20 years. That's probably it, but you're not going to get another Brock.
That's true. I got mixed opinions on this though. Number one, I knew Oba was gonna go over, obviously. I thought the match would have been at least 10 minutes, but given what happened after, that's probably why it was the length it was. I'm going to take a line from Gerard. I get why they put it here first, especially technically on the pre-show. And obviously ESPN is going to eat this up because that's basically what they wanted was this on here so they can really get the news out of this. So obviously ESPN was going to get a lot of that because I'm kind of like Gerard. I think this should have been the co-main event. Me personally, I at least thought it was going to go 10 minutes. And I didn't think it was just going to be like one finisher from both of these guys and that was it. I was kind of expecting like both of these guys would have a drawn out brawl out there for at least 10 minutes and hit each other with multiple finishers. I didn't really think Brock was going to go down with one finisher, honestly. Like I said, the damn him taking off his gloves and everything was longer than the match itself.
Yeah,
So, like, that was way longer than the actual match. Like, it was for what it was. I just didn't think it was going to go by that fast. I was like, oh, one F5. And I know it's been a lot of people kind of debating, like, whose call was this? Apparently, this was a Brock call and not a Triple H call. Um, I don't blame, because I'm sure, like I said, a lot of people probably would have thought he'd go at SummerSlam. It's in his hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think maybe people. Here's the thing: I'm good with him losing to Oba, because honestly, I'd rather seen this than him lose the fucking Gunther. Like I'm still saying that. Like I said yesterday, I don't think it would have been believable if Gunther beat Brock. I just didn't. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe he kind of dodged it by just going out right here, right now. Now I do say this, like, because at first I kind of want to wait till Monday to see if anything happens, because we get it. When you leave your gear in the ring, your boots, it's done. Okay, you're done. Even though I feel like I've seen people come back in the kind of later on saying they retired, but then they kind of come back for either one more match or something. I could talk about Undertaker from a few years ago doing that, and then he stayed around for like another 3 to 4 years. I'm kind of like I don't know. Do I think maybe? Because someone thinking now is this that favor Gunther will owe to Heyman owes to Gunther. He's probably gonna want Brock, and he probably wants Heyman to go get Brock so he can do one more, so he feels like he could retire him then. I don't know. I know that's a theory, but that's what I feel like a lot of people have kind of been putting that out there. So, do I think he may kind of come back? Maybe. I don't know why. I'm kind of keeping the jury out for that for some odd reason. But like I said, this was like I get it what it was here. It was a big thing. Like I said, it was the first part of the show. Um, which honestly I'm sure took the breath away from a lot of people and kind of wonder how that was gonna because it's almost like how do you follow that? Like literally, how do you follow that? But like I said, it was like I said, Oba won clean. I know a lot of people didn't expect it, but he won clean here. But I'm not gonna lie, I would have liked if it was at least 10 minutes. Cause like I said, the whole him taking off the gloves thing was longer than the actual match. But that's my take on it.
Oh yeah, I understand. I understand. It's like it, I would like to see more, but I knew it was gonna be a finisher fest anyway. So
It was one
I
finisher.
ain't really. No, I said talk about if it was gonna go longer. It was gonna be a finisher fest if it was gonna go longer. Like it wasn't like it was gonna go. It was gonna be move after move. Nah, it was gonna be a F5, the Powerbomb, F5, it's German suplex. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really like I don't know what I wanted for that match. I just know I wanted Omo to Omo to win. That's all I wanted.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm
like
saying? It's like
yeah, I was expecting him to win. I just didn't think they was gonna do all that other stuff like right after. So yeah, it is kind of crazy to see. I didn't think it was gonna happen now. Like I said, I was gonna give it till SummerSlam, but maybe just wanted to call it now. And I thought
right.
I thought something was gonna happen on Raw, but other than just a video package, nothing didn't really happen. So I don't know why I'm saying I'm kind of keeping the jury out for that. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people thought that was gonna happen, but like I said, I'm rather had him lose the Oba than lose the Gunther. Like I'm still gonna keep saying that. So no, it went relatively fast, very fast. But I get why they put it at the beginning, ESPN. But I really do feel like that should have been a co-main event.
Yeah, but they knew that match was gonna definitely catch eyeball. You know,
Oh yeah,
uh, Brock Lesnar being a name, he's the name beyond wrestling. Everybody know who Brock Lesnar is.
oh yeah,
So, so that's the reason why they decided to go ahead and put that match on ESPN.
yeah. Knowing a Brock match was first, also. Hell, I'm sure like in the past too, he was in and he wanted to get up out of there because he didn't want to stay through the whole show.
Yeah, yeah, typical Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it's like get in and get out. If I'm not in the main event, I don't need to be here all night. Um, but moving on from that, we then got a six-way ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. The only entrances that were shown because Rusev, McDonough, and Dragon Lee were already out there. We got, I'm gonna assume Daredevil Rey Mysterio. It was good to see him do his jumping entrance again from the stage. Haven't seen that in a while. I think he was Daredevil. Javon Evans got a televised entrance, and Shao Kahn Pentagon got an entrance because promote Mortal Kombat.
I was like, I wanted to say Shao Kahn. I'm like, why would he have a Shao Kahn mask on? I ain't think nothing of it. I just thought like he just got a skull mask on, but I ain't think nothing. I ain't think about Shao Kahn.
Yeah, like Shao Kahn. I didn't, because I'm like, why is he wearing a Shao Kahn mask? And I'm like, oh, we gotta promote Mortal Kombat. This match though. Listen, it was a spot fest, okay? That's what I can take about it. Because going into this, it felt random anyways. I didn't really know how any of these guys got into this match. I don't watch main event, but I guess it was qualifying matches. I'm honestly even surprised Rusev even made the card. Like, I really am kind of surprised by that because I'm like, wasn't this guy just jobbing to open in like what, 2 to 3 minutes, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
So I just kind of find it funny he's on here. Rey Mysterio coming at the last second, just for star power, obviously. I did kind of find it odd that wait a minute, didn't Rey Mysterio just come back from injury? Is it really smart to put him in a ladder match? Okay, but this match was crazy.
Oh,
Soon as it,
hold on. Let me say this right quick.
go ahead.
They kind of protected him because they didn't allow him to do all the crazy wacky stuff that the other ones were doing. They kind of protected him like a little bit, like all right, you can do some wild stuff, but you ain't about to do half of the things they about to do.
No, like you ain't gonna get too wild with it. And obviously, it was a lot of like I said, everybody in this match is mostly a high flyer except for Rusev, okay? Because come on, Pentagon and freaking Dragon Lee were already doing like a dive in the opening minute of this match. And Rusev's trying to hit everybody with ladders and stuff. You know, he tried to even go for the title, but like they start breaking him up and throwing him off the ladder. I'm just kind of knowing all the crazy spots in this match. What was it like McDonough? I think he fell over and ended up landing onto Evans onto the floor. Ray hitting a 619 on the ladder, I think on the Dragon lead in. Javon Evans ended up jumping over Rey Mysterio to climb up the ladder, but Ray ended up pulling him down then and stuff. Um, I know he ended up throwing him into like the corner of the like corner because they had a ladder like in the corner position, on the apron. Rusev ended up creating a bridge onto the middle of the ring, even to like the outside and stuff. He ended up slamming Evans onto the bridge of the ladder. Pentagon and Ray were like trying to fight until like they got it. Rusev then, which Pentagon launched Ray into the air to hit a West Coast pop onto Rusev, breaking the ladder in half, which looked like Rey Mysterio hit his head on the ladder. If you see him land, he looked like he hit his head on the ladder, but I guess he was okay and ended up getting back in the ring going for the title. Next, Ray and Dragon Lee start going back and forth. Um, Dragon Lee hit like a Styles clash on him then. He went up the ladder, but like McDonough stopped him, hit like a big Spanish fly. Fans start chanting, "This is awesome." Then after that, JD ended up climbing up the ladder. Pentagon had stopped him. He tried to suplex him. Pentagon ended up hitting like the Mexican Destroyer on the JD, which looked very brutal, by the way, too. That was insane. Javon ended up going up for the title, but Rusev pushed him down and he went up. And Javon ended up hitting the OG cutter, which it looked like Rusev immediately jumped. Like they had the position is right, so like Rusev, it looked like he just jumped off the ladder so Javon Evans can hit his cutter onto Rusev. Like when you really look at it, it's like he had to make sure he was in position. And he started climbing, but Pentagon stopped him, hit the Mexican Destroyer, and he limped. He climbed up the ladder and retained the Intercontinental title. So crazy spot fest. I'm not surprised Pentagon retained. I said he was going to retain anyways.
Yeah, I got
Mm, mm.
Javon. I thought that was my pick when we were doing our prediction, and I did pick Javon for this match. But man, it was I mean typical ladder match, of course, man. That Canadian Destroyer. Oh my goodness, man! I was hoping the boy was good because it just looked not. I don't understand. Like I just don't understand. Like, do we need some of the dumb shit? Like, cause that's dumb. I'm sorry. Like, you can slice it however anybody want to, however they want to slice it. But my goodness, man, that could have been a broken neck, broken shoulder,
Oh yeah,
bad spine. And like I understand that, it's a lot of match, you do want to put some excitement in there, have some type of crazy thing, but I don't know. I'm kind of torn in between that. Like, man, I just wouldn't want to do that spot, at all. But everybody okay, we seen everybody tonight, so that made sure that everybody was okay. But my goodness, um, Rusev, what did he do? Like, did he do anything?
kind of be the power guy and take a lot of moves from everybody.
Because I was like, man, he really did. I don't know. I just didn't see him do too much, you know. But typical ladder match. It was alright. It was, alright, decent. And Pentagon won, retained. You know, yeah.
Yeah, so it was cool. Like I said, crazy spot fest. Pentagon won, so I'm not mad at it. Got the crowd hype, so it's all good. We also got George Kittle back in the crowd, drinking more beer, even out drinking Gronk. How many beers was he gonna have tonight?
Luckily, we didn't get to see we didn't get to see him a lot like we did on Saturday. We see George Kittle like he was about to get into the ring or something. You know how many times we saw him on Saturday, but luckily we didn't see him as much on Sunday.
I did see him when they put the camera on the commentary team. You could see him behind holding up two beers behind him. Cause I was like, all right, man, how many drinks is he gonna have tonight? He outdrank Gronk. Gronk can't keep up, and I got expected him to keep up. So,
Yeah, I thought so too, but I guess Gronk like, man, I gonna let you have it.
all right, you can have that one basically. But next though, we got the U.S. title on the line. Sami Zayn, which by the way came out first, who was the U.S. champion, versus Trick Williams. Trick Williams had Lil Yachty back with him. I'm kind of like what Gerard told me. At least Yachty looked like he tried to put some bass in his voice and didn't talk that much and didn't sound like a mouse on helium. Trick Williams had a very long robe or his mink coat, which looked like a roll of toilet paper following him all the way down to the ring because it's such a long ramp. It's just like a roll of toilet paper. Um, Honestly, this match was very short. And I know everybody's talking about like a double turn and all that, which we get it. The crowd is booing Sammy and the fans are cheering Trick. And it wasn't really much of a double turn heel here, really. Now, yeah, Sammy did look like he was kind of working like a heel then. Because, like, I mean, like, Trick, he's doing like the bookend out there. He's trying to go for the trick shot. Sammy, he ended up even taking out Lil Yachty because he tried to get involved and threw him into the barricade, even hit a brain buster on like the apron and stuff, and threw him in the ring. So Sammy was definitely going at him. He was about to go for a haluva kick, but Yachty got involved, and stuff, which Trick kicked like a kick on him right after, for a near fall. Trick was trying to go for the trick shot, but Sammy, he got out of it and rolled him up. He had exploded onto the suplex, like into the turnbuckle. He went for another haluva kick, but Trick hit the trick shot. And this match was only 7 minutes. Loki, this match could have been on SmackDown, but Trick won like I expected him to, and he basically got his moment, and his parents are right there too, and fans chanted, whoop that Trick and everything. But this match went very fast. And I figured Trick was gonna win, but it wasn't much of a double turn. I guess it's a double turn because of how the fans been, who they've been chanting, who they've been booing.
Yeah, Sammy gonna have to pivot. I think he tried to do damage control a couple of weeks ago, but he gonna have to pivot. You gonna have to turn heel. If you still gonna work with Trick Williams, you gonna have to turn heel, unless you gonna be working with somebody else. I mean, you just gonna have to face facts here. You know, then the fans are cheering him and they bore you, and that just face facts, man. Like I said, he was trying to do damage control a couple of weeks ago with the why y'all booing me? Yeah, Sammy, you making sense, but they don't want to listen to sense. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to listen to it. They just want to boo you, nigga. That's just how it is. What can you do?
Yeah, they just
But
ain't feeling him. And the thing is, like, Trick and Yachty were basically heels out there because Yachty kept getting involved in the match.
yeah, yeah, they were working like heels the whole time. That's what I was like, kind of like. It's the backstage. It's listening to the same thing we listening to. Like you steady putting them in heel position, like, but they not be treated like heels with the fans. The fans are treated though like faces. They cheering them, but I don't know. They just kept on just having him work as a heel.
Nah, he's still working as a heel, and Sammy, which like he was trying to show some edge out there, obviously, and taking in the booze and stuff. But it's like, well, hell, tricking them and still working like heels too. So it's kind of like I said, they got to pivot with Sammy because they had Sammy looking dejected right after. But no, they're gonna have to really switch it up for real now because I don't know. It's just like I said, I get what they were trying to do, but like I said, it went by really fast. It went really quick. That's why I was kind of like, then damn, this match Loki could have been on
Uh,
SmackDown, but nah, it just went by really fast. But yeah, they got to switch it up though for real.
and Bryce, I definitely agree because here's the thing. It's a lot of people. I mean, it's a lot of these matches that really went short. Like,
Just like Saturday.
yeah, it kind of flew past. By the time you blink and you miss it, it was like, man, you were ready for Roman Reigns and CM Punk
The ads and the commercials were longer almost than the actual matches.
matches. Yeah,
And don't get me started
correct.
on those again. I know I went enough on about it on Saturday, but it was that like that again. The ads and commercials were very long again, and trust me, I'll get to the most egregious one when we get to it. But other than like the ads and commercials or whatever this match is gonna be brought to you by, like the general or I don't know, Wheatley, I think it's so neatly, or just I don't know. Minute Maid. Well, we know who's going to be represented by Minute Maid Lemonade when we get to that. But everybody's brought to you by something. But the next match we do move on to is Dominic Mysterio versus the Demon Finn Balor. Dominic Mysterio came out in like some throne with a whole bunch of guys wearing masks and t-shirts saying like what King of the Luchadors, I believe, and Dominic had a mask. Demon Finn Balor, he had his whole entrance with streamers. Which, by the way, this was a street fight too, which I did not know it was a street fight.
Yeah,
Because
they came out of nowhere, did it?
yeah, I guess they explained this earlier in the day for some reason. I guess they wanted to get some interest into this match. Because let's be honest, this match was just kind of like, first off, you gave away the demon. You should have left it as a surprise. Number two, why does Balor need to really even go demon mode to beat Dominic Mysterio of all people, to be honest? I personally think this match should have been for the Intercontinental title. Hell, might as well put that damn AAA belt on the line since he keep coming out with that, but I guess that's only for AAA. I just felt like, why did he need to be the demon, and just why? And I guess they need to be a street fight to put some interest into it. To be honest, it was solid. It wasn't bad or anything. And I know they have weapons involved. Dom hitting Balor with like a kendo stick and whatnot, and even with like a chair several times. And Balor's coming back with a chair himself. And what, he had like a 619 and a frog splash, and Balor kicked out at one. And then he's coming back with the shotgun drop kicks and trying to go for the coup de grace, but Dom got out the way, and he got the chair on him again. But, Balor came back with a sling blade, but Dom hit him with another chair, hit a 619 with the chair on him, still for like a 2 count. And I know they had like a table in the corner, which Balor, like, he just pushed Dominic into the table, breaking it through into the corner then. And then, like what? They had another table, but I think it fell over. Which, oh yeah, it fell over, which you hear the crowd booing. Then when Dom kept trying to set up the table, it fell over, and the fans almost about to chant "You fucked up." and then Balor ended up putting like a chair over Dom's neck and everything, and then hitting the shotgun drop kick, put him on the table, hit the coup de grace. Demon Finn Balor wins. 13 minutes basically. Like I said, it was solid. It was what it was. I don't have much to say about it than what I said at the beginning.
Um, I mean, shoot, I didn't really pay attention to this match. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was one of those matches that I wasn't really into the feud. I mean, I wasn't really, yeah, I wasn't really into the feud. I wasn't really into. I'm not, I love Finn Balor. Not gonna say I did not into him, but it's just his opponent. It's like they were so lackluster. Like I'm not no knock to Dominic. Dominic is a good heel, man. Don't get me wrong. And he a nice worker. It ain't like he bad in the ring or anything. It's like I just never really got into the character. You know what I'm saying? I laugh a couple of times here and there with how he acts and stuff like that. But I just never really was into the character. So with all those combinations, um, not a good build, don't care about the match, and not caring about one of the participants in the match. It's not looking good. I'm probably not going to pay attention to it. I really did it. I think I paid attention towards the end with Finn Balor, really, going crazy and stuff. But other than that, like, I wasn't really into this match, Bryce.
Yeah, it was what it was. And like I said, they put a street fight in it to get some interest. And I just feel like you should have saved the demon for a surprise. I don't know why they just gave it away like that already, which obviously, once again, trying to sell tickets out here. But you just kind of gave it away. And like I say, it was what it was, but I can't say I was too excited to see it. It was solid. It was what it was. So I don't have much to say about this match. But we do move on next to the WWE Women's title. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. Jade came out first. I really was trying to figure out her entrance with the what are like what was it, like feathers? Like what was that? Did you know what it
I,
was?
no, no, I did it.
She
I
looked
ain't.
good though,
Yes, yeah, like always.
like always. Ripley came out in all white, almost like she just left, I guess, the insane asylum. Some of people are saying. Let me be honest about this feud. This feud honestly has gone all over I don't even want to say all over the place, but what started off what we've seen online on Twitter of them going back and forth, which I guess apparently was all a shoot, and they didn't want to play into that really at all. Most of this entire feud has been, well, my muscle's bigger than your muscle. My arm muscle's bigger than your muscle. My leg muscle's bigger than your muscle. I'm that bitch. You a bitch. She a bitch. That bitch over there. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. This bitch. That bitch. I'm that bitch. It's mostly been bitch and muscles entire of this feud, and
Oh,
most
don't
of it
forget about don't forget about Rhea beating up the two flunkies. She had a match with both of them and beat them up before before she got her hands on Jay. So
basically, this is AEW Jade right here with giving her a group and saying, I'm that bitch all the time. And it's mostly been just beating up Rhea for several weeks and EO also in this. And this match was actually good, though. This was a very good match. Like, really good. Hell, fucking, didn't they say Jade did a one wing angel out there? But Rhea kicked out. I know some people had a problem with that, like kicking out a one on a one wing angel. So they got to kill Kenny's finish in a way. I saw some people say that.
nah, I wouldn't say killed it. Yeah, I wouldn't say killed it. It was one of those type of situations that like she did it, and I don't think she thought nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those. Do you think? That's what I was trying to. I had said, my bad. You can go back after this, but I was trying to explain to somebody earlier. I'm like, do you really think Jay is doing research? and they have to look at me crazy I'm over here to try to down Jade and making it seem like she not trying to anything. But I don't think she. I, I'm not. I'm not saying that she not trying, but I'm saying that I don't think she over here researching anything. I just think that she just saw a move that was cool to do, and she was going to do it. She ain't think nothing of it. And I, and then and one more thing, with Jay, she not smart to the business like that, man. We all know that. So I don't think she know what to pay homage or you gotta ask to, or permission or anything like that. I don't think she smarted up like that. I just think she just doing this for a job.
I've heard a lot of people say that, and I can't say I disagree too much with it. Because come on, man, she was already kind of, I think she talked about this before, even going to WWE. Like, I'm trying to put my career higher, I believe, or something like that, and got up out of AEW. So I can kind of believe it because looking at this match, hell, I think some people agree it's probably the best Jade match anybody had seen, and
Yes.
because she's working with Ripley, so that really helped. Um, and it was really good, but I can kind of understand where it's like she's here, but it's like some say it's like she's just doing this because I guess to enhance her like career or anything. If it maybe she goes into acting, I don't know, but I can understand what you're saying. Because just saying about the rest of this match, like you said, obviously the flunkies get involved, Mia Yim and B Fab. They get involved in the match and Ripley knocks them down and then EO comes out then and does like a big moonsault and like Ripley ended up headbutting Jade and tried to hit the riptide, but Jade got out of it, hit the pump kick, tried to go for the Jaded, but Ripley slipped, hit the riptide and won. Once again, a quick match. It was like 10 minutes out there, but it was really good though. But I think we all knew Rhea was gonna win anyways. It in her and EO once again, all touchy feely out there. Once again, just hugging and whatnot. Sometimes I wonder where that's really going. But yeah, like Rhea won. There's no surprise from that. But like I said, I can kind of get your point with Jade to some extent.
Yeah, I don't knock Jade that, that she not trying and anything like that because she is. With that match yesterday, that match last night really let you know that she was trying. She really was. Man, that match was like you said, you hit it right on the money. This was one of the best Jade matches that we seen in a while. Probably ever because they would do a reversal. She still looked like she was still washing her feet. You know what I'm saying? She
Yeah,
still looked like that. You know what I'm saying? She still looking slow and slow to move here, slow to get to this spot, slow to swing and stuff like that. But she's trying. My favorite part of the match was the edit part. Man, my goodness, that was great. Right out of the Jaded, it slipped right out, put her slip in between her legs, boom, got her into the riptide, bam. And I'm like, all right, cool. I really like that reversal. You know, like you said, it's a short match, 10 minute tops. You know what I'm saying? But shit, do you really want to see a longer match with Jay? I don't think so. You know,
Jade matches don't usually go long, so 10
and
minutes was good for what it was, and it worked.
yeah,
As bad as the feud has been, the match was really good though. So I will say that. The match was very good. But moving on from that then, we then got John Cena back in the ring to basically tell us the combined audience capacity and telling how many fans were out there from both nights. And he said he has completed his duties as WrestleMania host, and he just
time
wanted
out.
to go ahead.
Time. Do we got to go through this? Oh, I hated this segment, Bryce. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let me
Just
explain
stop.
it though. Let me explain it. So John Cena said he completed his duties as WrestleMania host, and he just wanted to take a second and he just wanted to thank the fans because he loved being back here again. And then the Miz and Kit Wilson come out saying no a whole bunch of times. Like you need to lead the ring. I'm getting my WrestleMania moment. And Cena's like, you know what? We've known each other for a long time. Here you go. Have your moment. And then Danhausen comes out with a whole bunch of midgets, which Cole even said, like, social media may be upset for me saying with midgets. Well, they are midgets, but you get my point. So they all come out with Danhausen, who drove like a little small vehicle and everything to the ring, and all the little guys followed him, and he says, "Welcome to Wrestlemania house, and I'm finally here." But then he says, "I have something to say to you," which he looked at John Cena. He went to shake his hand and said, "I'm a huge fan, Hausen." And then Miz says, "Don't shake his hand." And he says, "If I want to see the Wizard of Oz, I go up the street." And then, like, Kit Wilson calls them toxic. And then one of the midgets just ends up, like, punching Kit in the balls then. And then they attack them. And then Danhausen ended up hitting Miz and hitting with a five knuckle shufflehausen. And then the midgets carried him away and the whole pyro thing, and he just disappeared, even though it doesn't go dark. And Cena just started laughing and saying this was great. I'm gonna be honest, I was waiting for John Cena to hit an FU on somebody out there. Maybe because he couldn't do it because he's got his like 12-piece suit on and he doesn't want to rip it. But even I was like, he just felt standing kind of very awkwardly out there. I was really expecting him to do something. I get it. I know he's not an active competitor anymore, but
I don't think he want to get physical anymore either,
I guess not.
or not this soon.
Well, yeah,
You know
he
what?
ain't been gone that long.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He don't want to do it this soon. I don't think he want to be physical this soon. So that's why he probably do something. One of these days, probably next year or something like that. But
Okay.
not now. You know what I'm saying? How many months? 3, 4 months? No. So yeah, I'd rather not help touch anybody. But I hated this segment. My fucking goodness, bro. I wish I could have had a fast forward button. My God. You just don't know how much I hated this segment. I like, come on. I knew we had to have a silly segment. I knew we did. I knew we did. Come on, man. John Cena is one of those type of characters, though. Even though he wanted to one of they I mean not Hall of Fame, but one of they top guys and everything, who was one of they top guys at one point and one of they top drawers, but he also did silly stuff. You remember those
He
silly
did.
stuff. And this is in his wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? This is in his wheelhouse. So we knew that he probably was going to do something silly, and here comes the silliness. You got the Miz and Kit, you know, poor Kit, just poor Kit. He just lost in the way. Now we got a guy, got this man just doing, you are toxic, because he don't have nothing to do because his tag team partner gone, you know.
To be fair, he's making this thing work. It got on the
Yeah,
WrestleMania, so I got to give him credit.
yeah, it making it.
It's
Yeah, you
it's
can say that.
working. It's working.
But the the whole thing, like, man, it kind of lost the crowd after a while. Like, they were with it at first, then all of a sudden they were just waiting for the catchphrases to happen. You know what I'm saying? You are cursed. You know what I'm saying? That's the loudest they would get, out of that whole segment when he was about to do when he was doing the five knuckle shuffle. Uh, and then the whole Cole. Oh, the internet gonna be bad. Shut the hell up and just say it, then. Cole, don't mention the internet. Who cares? Just say what you want to say. And like, dang, if they gonna be mad, just let them be mad. Who gives a
I
flying
I thought they
hell?
said they don't care about the internet. They thought they said I thought they said it isn't real. Like, the internet isn't real. Like, haven't they said that before?
All, but if that's the case, why do you have John Cena basically in night one basically addressing what the internet was saying? If they didn't care, they would have had John Cena out there addressing what the internet was saying. Oh yeah, the build to this WrestleMania was polarizing. You know why he said that? So he can address the internet people who were saying this build to WrestleMania been bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they care.
They care.
Yeah, they care. They can say that all they want, but at the end of the day, they care.
Oh yeah, they definitely care. I'll say this. Do you think they're I know Danhausen's got a lot of TV time. Do you think they're overdoing it?
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. Let him have one segment of a show because that's what he should have. You know what I'm saying? One segment of show, have people laugh, ha ha ha, and then get back to the wrestling. You know, that's all.
Like he's gotten over. I'll give credit. He really has gotten this over. So he is getting a lot of TV time. So it's working. It is working. Now before I will say we get to the main event, and I didn't like this in a way, because I'm like, dude, just get to the main event. Here's my thing. Don't play the video package and then play another ad with Street Fighter and then go to another almost 6 to 8 minute commercial just to get to the main event. This is just them stretching time, honestly, to do this because that really got annoying. Last time I checked the video package, and at least I didn't see any other video packages up throughout the night other than the main event one, but like, dude, don't play the video package and then go to some more commercials and then like ads. Like that was really annoying and stuff because you know the match is gonna be brought to you by something anyways. It's like I said with the Minute Maid thing, which is kind of funny. Both Jade and Rhea, if you actually go in any store, they're on the Minute Maid bottle, so go look at that. But that annoyed me because I'm like, dude, get to the main event. Like, stop padding the stretch time, okay? But now we get to the best thing of this entire night. Honestly, in my opinion, I think this is the best match out of the whole weekend. Hell, I'm willing to almost say this could be a match of the year early contender right now.
Man, it was a good one. My goodness, it was.
Because we kick it off, obviously. This is the main event, the WWE title on the line. I'm sorry, the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Sorry, I got that wrong. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns came out first. They had like an opera singer, a like somebody on the drums and the piano, and showing like the Samoan dynasty. I actually thought more of the members were gonna show up. Some people said they probably botched it, but you can see like the legacy thing, like the first generation of the High Chief Peter Maivia, the Wild Samoans, and Yokozuna and Roman's music playing. Some say this is actually his original, like, tribal chief thing before they keep changing up with the drums and stuff. But this is his 11th WrestleMania main event. Obviously, you got the pyro throwing the ones up in the air and stuff. Right after CM Punk, basically like a video package. Obviously his Mazzara Contre music play Ring of Honor theme, showing like a history of Punk in a way before coming out there, sitting on the top of the Allegiant Stadium with his like Ring of Honor gear on, and he came out with like this white jacket. Basically paying tribute to a lot of people, a lot of the unsung heroes in the back that worked in production for WWE. I know it was a friend he lost recently that was on the jacket. You got like the Harley race with the purple on the back with like the crown and stuff, paying tribute to his dog Larry, and like with the Puerto Rican flag to his wife AJ and whatnot. And he came out to no music at first, and when he said it's clobbering time, they played Cult of Personality then and whatnot. And they explained who was on the jacket, so that was really cool too. But this match right here was a war. This match right here was, you want to talk about storytelling and selling and a fight, a war, a brawl. This was crazy. Even I was wondering, this match could have gone any way. I almost tell you couldn't even tell who could have won this in a way. Because like I said, these guys start brawling at first, you know, fighting on to the outside and whatnot. I know like what Reigns getting punked on into the floor, and you know what I'm saying, like mock me again, bitch, hitting like the Superman punch for Punk getting out of the way. He's going into the corner and stuff. Punk was gonna go for the finisher, but Reigns ended up stopping him, knocking him in the post, hitting another Superman punch, setting up for the spear and everything. But Punk hit him with like the high knee strike and whatnot. Hit him with like a dive right after. Which by the way, Punk was getting like some cheers and boos. These people really were with Roman Reigns out there. But they go on towards like the announce table and everything. But they was able to get back into the ring and stuff until like what Roman got Punk into like the tree of woe, and then start picking up steel steps and just smashing Punk's face in. Which, by the way, the referee, I'm like, doesn't this count like a disqualification? He picked up the steps and hit Punk with it several times, and I guess the refs kind of forgot to count the 10 out here because these guys were on the floor for a pretty long time. Okay, and he
The
just beat.
crazy part about it, my bad.
Go
My
ahead.
bad. Nah, but crazy part about it, if Roman Reigns called himself breaking the count one time, I'm thinking to myself, man, you don't need to break the count. It ain't like the referee counted.
I'm thinking this is no DQ almost at one point. So nobody's even counting and stuff. But Roman is just trying to basically kill Punk out there, and Punk's bleeding then after that, just from being hit with the steel steps. Reigns ended up power bombing Punk through the announce table, doing his, ooh-wah war cry thing and stuff, throwing him back in the ring, going for a spear, but Punk hit him with the GTS then and landed onto Roman. He tried to pick him up for another GTS after the near fall, but Reigns, ducked out of it, hit the spear and got a near fall then. Reigns just start slamming Punks in the head into the floor, just beating him mercifully and whatnot. And he was gonna do his own GTS, but Punk came back then and knocked him down, even like doing the whole one thing. He went for the GTS, but Reigns stopped it, and Punk came back with a kick. Punk even tried to do like his own Superman punch out there, and then mocking him and stuff. It didn't like he just went to the crowd and grabbed the Ulafala from somebody. I believe, I think it was Halliburton, but he put the Ulafala on and then mocked Reigns again and hit him with a spear, which obviously it did not work because Reigns got him in a guillotine then. But Punk kind of got him into like a roll up to get out of it. Goes for the Anaconda Vice. But Reigns ended up going back into the guillotine. Punk got out of it again, hit the sharpshooter. But then once again goes back into a guillotine until Punk kind of got him with like the near fall then. And like both of these guys are down after doing like clotheslines. And then they just start, striking each other back and forth, saying, I hate you and stuff. And then headbutting each other then. Even Punk removing his tape, throwing it at Roman onto the ground. Ref goes to check it. Punk kicks Reigns in the nuts, then hits him with the GTS. Still another near fall. And then, like, Punk taking him to the outside, putting him on the announce table, hits the Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop through the table. Then you could hear Reigns saying fuck several times then, because I heard he was. And then Punk ended up getting up first, getting him back in the ring for like a GTS and whatnot. And like, Reigns fell onto the ropes, went for another one, but Punk ended up collapsing in. And he was just trying to get back up, and Reigns ended up spearing him for another near fall, and both guys are down. They just kept swinging and missing. It looked like, well, Punk swung and missed, and they both ended up slowly getting up until Reigns ran back and forth across the ropes, hit one more spear on CM Punk, and he is now the new world heavyweight champion, a
Yeah.
seven-time champion. My initial reaction when Reigns won, I said, fuck.
Hey, don't say that, man. You ain't heard what he said? He said to all the haters out there, he gonna be here for the summer, all right?
I heard,
For
yeah.
everybody. He said all the haters out there, he gonna be here for the summer. And we just gonna have to see it to believe it. But hey, but the crazy part about I was with it through on Facebook. I'm in this little group and so, and I was with this dude though. He was like, you notice he only said the summer, right? I was like, yeah, he did. He only said the summer. He ain't say nothing else. He ain't say I'm here for the long haul. He ain't say I'm here for good. He said y'all gonna be seeing me throughout the summer. I'm like, well, shit. After September, he probably gone.
Probably because he did say that in the post show, and like I said, this match could have went either way. And Reigns celebrated. They had the pyro. Commentary saying like Punk was exhausted to why he didn't win, and Reigns celebrated with his family who were by ringside, and that's what ended the show. It was a hell of a main event. I'll say that because it went like this was a WrestleMania main event, which I gotta say right now, obviously, night two beats night one by a landslide. It
Yeah,
does.
it ain't even a contest.
It ain't even a contest. The main event itself, obviously overbeaten Brock. Like I said, I like the ladder match, spot fest and everything. Rhea and Jade was really good.
Oh yeah,
Um,
shout out to Paul Heyman for this match too. He produced this match right there. Shout out to him. Man, that was a good one.
Hell of a storytelling and whatnot. Like I said, and this main event could have went really either way. I really believe CM Punk was gonna win. I'm not gonna lie. I really thought Punk was gonna win. Cause trust me, I got enough people gloating at me today about Roman.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, my prediction, I chose Roman too. I just, I don't know, man. I just always choose, even though sometimes they always get throw you a curveball and the Royal Rumble winner don't win the championship. You know, that can happen and stuff. But I always gonna choose the Royal Rumble winner, always. And that's just me, you know. So I always gonna. That's why I chose Leah for yesterday. I mean not yesterday. On night one because I don't know, man. You 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 can tell the story without them winning the title. Yeah, of course you can. You know, Cody. You know, it happened with Cody. But at the same time, it's like that's just the ultimate storybook ending. You know what I'm saying? You go, you win the Royal Rumble, you get your shot at the championship at the main event, and you win the championship. That's what that's always the ultimate storybook telling to me. So that's why I always choose them. But I love this match though, especially the part where CM Punk collapsed. It's like it felt real to me. It's like, dang, he gave it all he got. It's done for him. I think the match should have ended after that. I don't know to you,
I think the ending was crazy. Like especially how
Roman
he
Reigns
just
got up and speared.
and got up and speared him because like Punk fought with everything he could and he just collapsed at the last second and is like he threw it all out there. And
Yeah.
Roman just end up winning. Like that's what just happened. So nah, it was really that great. Like he just, like I said, just from exhaustion to why he just fell like that. So like it's like I said before, it could have went either way. But I get why with Roman winning though. Still, I get it. But I thought it would have been crazy if Punk really beat Roman Reigns right there. And like I said, it was just a lot of storytelling in this. It was brutal. It was that raw of a match.
Yeah, it was. It was. And I think I text you. Did I text you and say this is um one of my only Roman Reigns WrestleMania matches I ever liked it?
No, you
Did I
didn't.
text you?
No, you didn't. You didn't.
Oh yeah, yeah. I missed it. Yeah, this was the only Roman Reigns match I mean in WrestleMania and I know ever. But this is really like one of his only ones that I really liked it. Like, yeah,
And,
you can say the Cody was good and stuff, but it was just like it was too much, shenanigans. It was a bunch of shenanigans all the time.
yeah,
But this match right here wasn't.
this was just straight up, no type of shenanigans, no gimmicks, no run-ins, and Roman did it all by himself.
Roman is just so crazy. I think he the only one who should be just only one who should talk during the match. Like that should be his only to him because he he just had me rolling. Like don't you ever mock me like that again. Like what? Hold on, when he mocked you? What happened? When did this happen? Then I have to remember he did mock him. I'm like, all right, I remember.
Nah, and I think one thing I can say with this, and I think I said to somebody, I think this kind of shut down a lot of people that keep saying, "Well, Punk can't do it. He can't go in the ring, or he's too slow." Nah, he killed it out there. He killed it out there.
I mean, how many times you gonna have to do it just to show them though? Like I don't understand. Yeah, I really don't. The trilogy with Drew, come on, man. Like come on. Like how many times we have to see it just to say
Just
he did it?
just to believe it. Like, how many times can we keep saying this? Like, come on now. Like, he killed it. Both of these guys killed it out there.
Yes, they did. Both of them killed it.
And I'll say this: I don't know if my other friend's gonna jump on here. He may not, because he had a lot to say about obviously the main event part of Raw. And like say, he been golden to me about Roman and stuff. Is like, see, I told you, this is the guy right here, man. The goat is back, and like you said, even in the post show, I saw a couple clips. I saw the "fuck TKO" chant, and then Oba wanted a title
Oh,
shot now. Because I think Oba. Well, obviously we'll get to that in a second, but I give Oba till SummerSlam to face Roman for the title. But not right now. But I give it some time. But like I said, it's a lot going into this because like Roman, it's he's back at the top again. He's back at the top just for the
Yeah.
summer. Apparently. So we're gonna see how long he sticks around, and I guess we're gonna be seeing him on Monday Night Raw more. And we got about to transition into that. But before we transition into the next part of this review for WrestleMania, if I had to grade the whole thing as a whole, though, because yes, night two was better than night one, obviously. But if we combine them together, me personally, I give it 5 or 6 out of 10
You talking about Kavon? Yeah,
combined. Combined.
yeah, 6 out of 10. With night two doing the heavy lifting. So yeah, 6 out of 10. I definitely agree with you, Bryce.
Like night two was just a better show. Main event, the beginning, like I said, the ladder I thought was crazy. The only thing I didn't really like on here, the Finn Dom I didn't really need to see, and I thought Trick and Sammy was like a match on SmackDown. To be honest, like I just thought it was that. So that's my take on it. The only thing I will say this too, and listen, I know we're done with WrestleMania 42 from here now. I think that is funny that the main event, this match was brought to you by Saudi Arabia, which will be next year for WrestleMania. So we
Yeah,
got blood money next year, folks.
yeah, it was sponsored by Rhea Season. Oh, out there, peep that. Out there, peep that. I don't know what made me peep.
Yeah, it's like what made you
But
think
that's
that?
what to you. I just started paying attention to it. I like Rhea Season. I don't know what made me pay attention to it. That was the only sponsorship that I paid attention to, and it was theirs. It was I think because remember I think they had advertised WrestleMania 43. Am I right?
They
43. Yeah,
did. They did at one point. Don't know how the
yeah.
crowd
I
felt
did.
about it.
I don't think they. I don't even think they even paid to the crowd or even let the crowd say anything. They did a video package and then bam, that was it.
Yeah, just a video package, and that's kind of what happened. And I don't know, man. Like I said, I know we're done WrestleMania 42 now, even though I still don't think it should have went back to Vegas again. But I wonder how things are really gonna be for the next WrestleMania and how many people about to really travel like that, and just a lot of things, honestly. Like it's gonna be really, really questionable once the next WrestleMania comes around. But I just thought it was kind of funny in the main event of this show was brought to you by Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like man, that's where they most of their money is. Most of their big money came from. You know, shoot, most of their contract got beefy when they start messing with the Saudis. So yeah, I like that's the same time you just think to yourself like, hey, how many times they gonna keep on going over there? Like
Now
how
they get
many?
WrestleMania, folks. They get
Dang,
WrestleMania.
dang, and you ain't think that was gonna happen too. You thought they were gonna get some. When they first started going over there, you was like, oh man, they get these little Ricky Dinks, little glorified house shows and stuff like that. Remember? And then
Oh
all of a
yeah,
sudden, it just started getting bigger. They started giving them real pay-per-views like the King of the Ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold
they
on, wait a second.
they
You
got the
know,
Royal Rumble.
Rumble, and it started getting bigger and bigger. You ain't think they were gonna ever touch WrestleMania, but they did.
Yeah, they did, and I wonder it's gonna be a lot of things to question. I wonder how many indie shows and other stuff is gonna be going on. If they even willing to travel out there, because there's always a lot of shows during WrestleMania weekend. And maybe the Hall of Fame. How is that gonna? It's gonna be a lot of things questionable, and how many fans are gonna be willing to travel out there? Yeah, you may have saw a few at the Royal Rumble, even though I only saw like 6 or 7 Americans. It looked like because everybody like, it was a lot of them. I'm like, dude, what you saw like 6, 7 white people out there? Like that's a lot to you.
Right.
I'm like, okay, and don't even get me started. I'm not gonna go back to the Rumble now how that went, but yeah, Mania 43 will be in Saudi, so yeah. But overall, this Mania was a rough ride to get to. Just it's a lot of things to say. I'm not gonna go because I've already seen what even Ariel Hawani he said Mania 42 was soulless because of a lot of the ads and stuff. Hell, some say Triple H may have just saved his job for a little bit longer because of night two. So I don't know. Like, look up what Hawani said. He said a lot of shit about WrestleMania. But as we move on from WrestleMania 42 of the books and, night two done, let's go to the Raw after Mania, which at one point I would say is usually the funnest Raw of the year. But then again, I believe WWE has gotten smartened up now. Well, they've been smartened up for a while nowadays, but the Raw after Mania. And I only feel like a few things happen. It's not the whole crowd taking over and everything is chaos. You don't know what's gonna happen half the time. It's gotten more tame nowadays. You may give one of big two moments here and there, but not really a lot. But as we are still in Vegas for one more time, for this long Mania weekend, other than a video package highlighting everything that happened in WrestleMania, we kicked it off with Obafemi. Obafemi came out, he had his suit on, and all he really did, he came out there, he soaked in the crowd, and all he said was, "The ruler has arrived," mic drop, and he left. What more is there to say?
I mean, that was so good. Me and my cousin was just sitting here watching it too, and we was like, and I was like, man, that's saying a lot. That we gonna start off the night with over Femi, short, sweet to the point. The ruler is here, and walk off. Boom. Now we over here thinking now, what is his next step? Is we heard that he called Roman Reigns out in the post game. I mean, I said the post game. My bad.
Post game.
The post WrestleMania last night, So man, so what is his next step? And I think it was cool that it was short to the sweet to the point.
Nah, it wasn't a lot to say. I'm sure people are gonna wonder what he's gonna do next now. He beat Brock Lesnar, so um I do think he may go for the title soon. Once again, I give it till SummerSlam. But yeah, what is next for him? So it's not much to say, and he just dropped the mic, and that's it. It's not really a lot to say. So we gonna see what happens. But the crowd was obviously with him, and he was really over. So we gonna see what happens next with that. Right after, we did have a tag team match: Rhea Ripley and EO versus the Kabuki Warriors. One thing I could say about this match, honestly, was EO doing another dive and landing on her head.
My goodness, look, my goodness, Bryce. See, wasn't really paying attention to this match a little bit. Me and my cousin were talking during this match, but I still have my eye on the TV still, and that's what I caught. My goodness, did you see her bounce off her head?
She slid.
My goodness, oh, I was like, this is look, you gonna have to stop. You gonna have to stop, man, or calm me down or something. My goodness, this is our second week in a row that you landed on your head. This is not good. And she resilient. She came back. She the one who did the pinfall on
Uh,
Kyrie.
Kyrie, yeah, because Rhea
Uh,
hit the Riptide, and then she did a moonsault, and that was it. So she's good, but I'm like, that's twice now.
that's twice now.
That's twice. So yeah, that was kind of like I said, that was the most thing I noticed out of that match was that dive and on her head. So, like I said, it's a crowd pleasing opening match and whatnot. But that dive, you really gotta watch this because I'm like, that's twice now. Like, but
Yeah,
hey, she got back up, but that's still pretty dangerous to see. But next, though, Adam Pearce was congratulating Pentagon for retaining the Intercontinental title. Javon Evans came in and congratulated him also, but he says, "I'm not going anywhere. I still want a shot at that title soon." But Pentagon says, I'm not going anywhere. And he says, Sierra Medio. And then next thing you know, the newest member to Monday Night Raw, Ethan Page, has been moved to Monday Night Raw. Obviously he'll be facing Evans later on tonight. We know that we've seen them face each other. Thoughts on Ethan Page getting moved up?
Oh man, I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool. I was like, man, I think we had talked about it before, and then we thought he should, be the one of the call ups. And I thought it was cool, that he go be in a continental championship mix, and that's cool right there. Add some good matches. There's gonna be some good matches between him and Javon and him and Pentagon, and you know, and yeah, I thought it was cool and stuff. This is the match that you probably gonna have to take over because I I I called it. I said it was gonna be a disqualification, so I just walked out and walked out the room. So I ain't really pay no
I,
attention to
I'm
this at all.
I'm gonna get to that match in a minute. About to get to it soon, but yeah, I just had to ask like just initially of Paige being finally called up to the main roster. But we're gonna get to this match in a minute
How
though.
you how you feel about it though?
I think it was about time. I kind of wondered when they were gonna do it. I thought it was gonna make him and Ricky a tag team on NXT. I think he lost to Tony last week, so I guess he was really done after that. But I think he was gonna have to come up sooner or later. I give him credit what he did
Right.
with the North American title and his whole thing. A lot of the shtick he was doing in NXT, and it was
The
really working
prettiest
for him.
North American title too. That was the prettiest North American title.
It was clean.
Yeah, I love that one. That red and white was so nice.
That shit was clean. That shit was clean. Not gonna lie to you. So I think he really did a lot. Like, dude, he was immediately brought into NXT and was the NXT champion. So I think it was about time. It was about time to move him up. I didn't know what show he was gonna be going to, but it was about time. They also showed Powerhouse Hobbs in the crowd. He won the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. Did I ever ask you anything? Like, what you think about him winning that?
Um, they gonna have to do something else. I don't believe in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe that they would do anything. They don't have the track record. You get what I'm saying? So if I just they gonna have to do something else to convince me. He gonna have to win a couple of feuds or one or two feuds to give me, to think that they gonna push him. Letting him win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, that not convincing me that y'all about to push him.
I still think it was weird how they did it. I'm almost surprised they even put him on the main roster. I still think it's weird that like he came at the Rumble and they didn't do nothing till like 2 or 3 months later and just put him on before Mania. I'm like, okay. And they've been playing video packages talking about his life, and now they just give him the Andre thing, which I figured he was gonna win anyways from SmackDown, but I don't know, man. We still got to give this some time to see what happens.
I, I feel like they should have debuted him tonight.
Yeah,
You
this would
know
have
what I'm
been the
saying?
night to do it. Wait till the night after Mania or, SmackDown. That's when they could have do it, not before WrestleMania.
Yeah, I did. I understand. You know, right? Was it a couple of weeks before, or a week or two, or a week before?
Yeah, like 2 weeks before Mania.
Yeah, 2 weeks before Mania, like, nah, man, that wasn't that. Yeah, and that was kind of strange. That was a weird timing too. Like 2 weeks before Mania, y'all never did anything like this before. Like, what's going on? They did a lot of strange stuff. This this WrestleMania run, they did a lot of weird stuff, and that was one of the weird stuff right there. Like debuting a superstar that you could have debuted tonight.
No, like I think this would have been the night to do it, especially when it's the night after Mania crowd and everything's like a hot crowd. Because they debuted him like in his home state at the time, but I think they should have waited till now to put him on. Not like 2 weeks before Mania. I thought that was really strange. But next, CM Punk was headed to the ring. People chanting his name, but he got a lot of boos out there. They were chanting OTC. He does his clobbering time thing and all that. And as he headed to the ring, he basically talked about he's dealt with a lot of loss lately. He talked about losing his MMA trainer, obviously his dog Larry, several WWE crew members that he paid tribute to on his jacket yesterday, and I think his other friend, I think he died recently. His name was Bo, I believe. It was like I think like Brody King. I think it was at his funeral also, and Danhausen. He knew him, and he suffered a lot of loss lately, and then now he's lost the world heavyweight title, and obviously those things are more sting more than the world title and whatnot. But he's taken a lot of losses, and he put over all the guys in the back and stuff, all the men and women, catering, hair and makeup, all the unsung heroes to make sure everything works like a well-oiled machine around here. But he thanked the fans for helping him deal with his grief. And he talked about winning the title when he wasn't supposed to, but he wants to stay ready. Okay. And you guys would have probably seen Jey Uso as champion a lot, which people booed then. But then he says, "Hey, what's wrong with the yeet thing? I like doing the yeet and all that. Like, why you booing for?" And then Punk talked about staying ready because you never know when a title shot is ever might fall out of the sky. Cue Cody Rhodes music. Because he says he's not going to take any time away. He's not going on vacation. He's not going to sulk. He's not just going to go eat donuts and hang out with his hot wife and all that. He's going to stay right here. And then Cody Rhodes comes out with sunglasses, limping to the ring with a huge black eye on him, which even though he did win his match, but I guess he barely walked out of there alive. And then Punk just looked at his eye, trying to do the Cody thing, the whoa thing and stuff. And Punk said, man, you thought I was gonna freak out or something? I was gonna attack you, and people booing like, "Hey, we're friends. I'm not gonna do anything to him." And you know, you're looking like what Cody said. He didn't know what to do, and he said he's the one feeling like a loser or like I'm looking like a loser. And then Punk's like, "Wait a minute, I'm supposed to feel like a loser?" And he says, nah, it's cool. We're friends and stuff. I don't feel like a loser because, the guy I went against, look at me. I got a marshmallow tattoo on my arm. And the guy, like, you had to beat your friend, your mentor, someone you knew for a long time. I beat a guy that I hate. That's easy. That's who I went against. And Punk says, it's okay because technically, you're technically a loser, even though Cody did win his match. But since not Roman, but Orton kicked the living dog crap out of him, I guess he felt like a loser, but hey, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And Punk told him that, it wasn't his night on Sunday. And you had yours on Saturday. So you got to keep being a champion right now. And he kept looking at the title because, once again, you never know when a championship opportunity is going to fall out of the sky. And then when Punk left, Cody said, "Hey, Punk, just say when." So obviously it's going to be Punk versus Cody in the future or very soon.
Yeah, but I would have pulled the trigger now. Cause everybody gonna be wanting, CM Punk to take the title off of the, they want everybody. They gonna want anybody who not Cody Rhodes to be the champion. So yeah, I would pull the trigger right now. I just think I feel like it's still some meat on the bones with him and Randy. 'Cause especially, we see the result of what Randy did to you. So it gotta be some type of another match, something, in the near future.
Nah, like yeah, I think something would happen. Probably it's gonna happen. Maybe a backlash, but I Orton's still kind of in the title hunt. Like, come on, we saw what happened at the end of WrestleMania on Saturday, so this obviously isn't over, even though it went all over the place. So I don't think Punk and Cody's gonna happen yet, but I feel like it's gonna happen soon. But like you said, nobody ain't even really fucking with Cody. They was booing him anyways, and like I said, they want anybody to beat Cody. They just don't want to see him as the champion anymore. They just not with him, and he was
Yeah,
basically coming out there all messed up, limping, black eye, just really bad. And I think they was almost expecting Punk to take him out right there.
yeah.
So
That's why he has to constantly calm them down. Like, no, I'm not doing that. That's my friend.
I'm not gonna do nothing. And I just think it's funny when he says you never know when a title shot's gonna fall out of the sky. cute Cody Rhodes music. That's pretty funny. One thing I will say one thing more about Punk. Just off topic from this segment. Did you see the video of him earlier today? I guess knocking what was it, a phone out of a fan's hand? Did you see that?
No, I've been hearing about it. Of course, I've been hearing about it. It's been everywhere. You can't escape. But I just never seen the video yet. I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, cause I guess he knocked the phone out of his hand because apparently the guy was filming, and I guess it was a little bit too close to AJ, and I know Bailey was there too. But Punk was, I think Ace Steel was there too, trying to hold Punk back in security, and the guy's trying to apologize because I don't know, he may have got too close to AJ, so I think Punk was just protecting his wife. But Punk just wasn't going for it. I don't know. I don't know what I like. It looked like the guy got too close and just filmed it. And I know there's been a lot of debate about how Punk handled the situation.
Yeah, everybody, everybody talking about that. Like, oh man, he went a little bit too wild. He did a little bit too much. But I feel like. I would swing first, ask question last too, because I wouldn't know what this dude is doing. What he doing this close to my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like with a phone out and recording. What he about to do, what's going on.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't blame Punk for acting that way. Yeah, and you just sometimes you just don't want to wait till something happens, for you to respond.
yeah, and I saw how people was debating because I'd seen the clip, and I heard there's been a lot of stuff when it came to fans over the weekend with wrestlers and stuff. 'Cause I know everybody's talking about the clip with Orton and how he handled it because he had a swarm of people surrounding him. Have you seen that video? And Orton trying to get past them, and they say like he played it out better than how Punk did.
I mean, it wasn't nobody out after his wife is recording.
Yeah, that's true. Like, cause I was like, well, Punk's just protecting his wife, so like, I didn't think he did anything wrong. Cause he just slapped the phone out of the dude's hand, and like I said, security got involved. So, like, I had saw that, and he just like he wasn't going for it. I can't really blame him.
Yeah, you right. You can't play for like stuff like that. You just can't.
Yeah, and fans is crazy anyway. So, like I said, I've heard enough stories throughout the weekend about fans and wrestlers interactions. I know it's a lot more stories I heard. I'll probably tell it another time, but been a lot of odd stuff. But yeah, I saw the clip of that earlier today though. But next though, we did have Ethan Page versus Javon Evans. Like you said, most of this match, I know you didn't see it, but it ended up with Rusev getting involved trying to attack Javon, and then Javon came back in, was gonna do the whole OG cutter, but Ethan Page ended up knocking him off the ropes and hit it like his twist of I was gonna say twist of fate. It looks like a twist of fate, twisted grin, and he beat Javon Evans. And then Rusev came in the ring and attacked Javon Evans, and then Pentagon came out for the save and whatnot. But Ethan Page had got involved, attacking from behind so Rusev could get him. And Ethan Page is kind of standing on the apron smiling, like, hey, have at it. Have at it. I helped you. Have at it. And then Rusev put the accolade onto Pentagon and held up the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, this is part when I didn't I didn't watch it. So because I thought it was gonna be a disqualification or an interference or something like that. So I like they ain't gonna have nobody. They not gonna let Javon lose cleanly right now. And which by your description he didn't lose clean. You know.
Yeah, he didn't lose clean. So, um, like I said, I know they had Javon's still a little bit banged up from yesterday, and like I said, Page obviously got the win, and him being, I guess, the opportunity heel out there, and just kind of like trying like, hey, yeah, Rusev, yeah, I'm trying to buddy up to him and stuff. So that was pretty funny, but yeah, like they gave him a win right here. Other than more ads and celebrities in the crowd, I don't think Kittle was back, but Halliburton was back out there, and Funny Marco, and I think Paige and him was in the crowd. But then we got the Judgment Day coming out there. I'm really sick of the that theme song for Live, man.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I did not think it was going to be her theme song. Bryce, who told this girl that she can sing? Who? Who said yes, Bryce? I mean, not Bryce. Yes, Liv. Yes, Liv. You could go out there. You could go up there and you could be the next Taylor or the next whoever. But no, you can't. Just stick to wrestling, girl. You good at that.
I don't know who greenlit this still. I'm just wondering who thought this was a good idea. Like, I don't know, like what that like travel, like what is this?
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, this really about to be a theme song? Like,
That's her thing.
yeah, no, it makes no sense. It's
And
really
that's
bad.
it's cringe. It really is. It's cringe.
It's very cringy. It's not good at all. And then like the fans chanted, "You deserve it to live," and he said that's the smartest thing I've heard all day. And she's the greatest women's champion of all time and stuff. And then she thanked the other Judgment Day members. And even Stephanie Vaquer, because we beat the hell out of each other, and she reminded her who she is, and that she's the most talented woman in WWE. And then Sol Ruka came out, and she congratulated Liv, like, I've been watching you, I've seen what you've done and stuff. And Liv Morgan, like, well, you've interrupted my time right now. And she said that Morgan said, Ruka, you are no Liv Morgan, and told her to get the hell out of the ring. And so Ruka said, I didn't come here to pick a fight, but I'm not going to back down either. Adam Pearce came out saying, like, we're gonna make this a match right now. This was good, even though my feed started messing up. But it was good, basically, to showcase Sol Ruka out here. I don't know they ever said she's officially moved to the main roster or not. But
Yeah, she is.
oh, so she's on Raw now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Really?
Yep. That's what Michael Cole was saying.
Okay, because Zarya ended up attacking her
Yeah, she
uh
still got some unfinished business tomorrow.
tomorrow, which probably Zarya will win, and then they'll just be keeping Soul on Raw. But all right, it was gonna be sooner or later they was gonna put Soul on the main roster anyway. So honestly, I thought she probably would have won the NXT Women's Title, but she's too damn good.
Yeah, she is. She is. She's too damn good.
Yeah, so she was gonna go to the main sooner or later. So I was figuring it's gonna be some NXT call ups anyways, but yeah, like I said, Zarya got involved, Liv hit her finisher, and won from there. But like I said, it was a showcase for Soruka, and the people know who she was, and obviously everyone wants to see the Soul Snatcher and a lot of other flashy stuff. I guess next week Joe Hendry's supposed to have a concert on Raw, so did he get moved up too?
But I've been hearing that it were rumors that they might do that. That he was going to be moved up.
Probably. Um,
I'm about to ask you this question though.
yeah, go ahead.
Did you see that spine buster that Rosario did to Soul?
Oh yeah, I saw that. It was pretty brutal.
My goodness. Oh my goodness. That was a brutal spine, but she slammed the shit out of that girl. Oh my goodness, Bryce. I felt bad. Like, why you have to do her like that? Like, she already little as hell. You hell. Like, god damn. Oh my goodness. But yes, so Ruka on the main roster made sense. They showcased her on Saturday Night Main Event back in December, so it was you already teased. Was she on her and Saria had a tag team match on SmackDown one time?
Yeah, they
So
did.
yeah, yeah. So they were constantly teasing like you might get this high flying flippy dippy girl on the main roster, which it made sense. Like she
She
gonna
was
be
in
a
the
hit with
Rumble.
she gonna be a hit with the kids, so for real. The kids gonna fucking love her.
Some
I,
some. I was gonna say some people compare it to Jeff Hardy in a way.
Yeah, man, the kids gonna love, man. They gonna eat this up. And we already eating it up as adults. Like we like the girl. You know, she cold. I just think her move is cold. Don't get me wrong, that move is cold. But it's just too damn convoluted for me, man. I don't know. Just not. It's just not believable. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's one of the best looking moves you ever seen, like man, that soul slasher is cold, but man, it's just not believable. It's too convoluted,
It
and
is
the person and the person gotta be in a certain spot for you to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to take that move too. So it's a convoluted move in a way. It looks cool, but I can see where it's kind of convoluted. And she's missed it a few times, so I don't know. So you got to get on the pinpoint sometimes with that move. So it is tough to get. But no, it's a good call up though. I'm assuming they're gonna call what's the name up too. I think she need to finally move to them. She'll probably be on SmackDown, but I think JC Jane really needs to get moved up at this point.
yeah, she did what all she could do down there in NXT.
So I think she may be on SmackDown this week. They played a Brock Lesnar video package. I know we talked about this earlier. A lot of older clips from people talking about Brock. So they basically played a whole video package
I
of
love
him.
that. I love the song that went along with it, boy.
Yeah,
Man,
stand alone.
Godsmack. Oh man,
Godsmack. Yeah, I stand alone.
that whole the package was beautiful. It was good, very good.
I thought he was gonna probably show up on here, but something. I thought I was gonna do something with that, but they had like the Vision come out, and Heyman, you know, he talked about expecting the unexpected at WrestleMania, and he got fired up for this promo while talking about Brock Lesnar. And, he talked about Punk, kissing the asses of all the production team backstage. But he says, you still got Lesnar in the now, but Lesnar will be the forever and everything because he is one of the baddest that ever stepped in a WWE ring and whatnot. So, about like just putting over Lesnar big time, actually, because he didn't expect what was going to happen, and he sure everybody's going to remember what happened yesterday, but he wanted to talk about that first, firing up the crowd. But now we shift to the now, he says. And we talk about the tag division, the resurgence of the tag division. I don't know what resurgence he's talking about, but yeah, I'm really trying to figure that out. But he said Logan Paul had a personal message, and he talked about speed, and that WrestleMania didn't matter yesterday. And then Heyman got back on the mic and he talked about Gunther then, what he did for him, and he owes him a favor, and he will repay it in time. But now we talk about the best assist of WrestleMania, which we got Braun Breaker back out there. Some will say he looks like a state cop. Um, coming out there hugging his Vision members and everything, which at this point I'm like, Heyman kind of needs anybody around. He's kind of losing members as it is already, or just people to manage. But uh, he had Breaker out there. Breaker talked about that 1 year ago in the same arena. Talked about, Seth becoming the leader of the Vision, and he said that Seth Rollins is too weak. And he says favorite part of WrestleMania was watching Rollins get close to beating Gunther just so he can ruin it. As fans chanted for, Seth and singing the song. Breaker basically says, Rollins, he's probably watching from home, the hospital, wherever, but he's coming for him this day forward. Seth Rollins came out there then and attacked the Vision, but they got the upper hand on him because he had a chair, and I guess somehow he got Braun to bleed on the back of his head or something, so he was bleeding. But as the Vision attacked them, the Street Profits return. We finally got back to Street Profits. I'm kind of like Steven. It's kind of funny that they weren't doing nothing with the Street Profits before, but the minute Montez gets his wife pregnant, you happen to show back up now.
Uh,
And
uh,
I guess
I,
they'll
w-
go
I
ahead.
was surprised. No, my bad. I was very surprised to hear that music. It was the last music that I would have thought to come out for real.
Yeah, they actually got well, I think they already had their regular music. I didn't expect them to do that. But I was surprised to see them. I guess they'll be going after the division for the tag titles, but let's see if they really even do something. Let's remember the last time Street Profits were around tag team champions, it's almost kind of like nothing really happened. And they
Yeah,
just weren't even over anymore. and then they just disappeared.
But here's the thing. Remember, before they disappeared that last time, they were super over. The same thing they were doing, and tonight when they were doing that, whoo, whoo, when they were doing that, the last time before they disappeared, everybody was doing it, and then all of a sudden you just didn't see them no more. It's like I don't understand, but but we all know WWE not they don't like that. They don't like tag team. They were trying to blame they were trying to blame Vince. Somebody said, "Oh man, it's Vince's idea. He don't like tag team." Nah, it's all of y'all. Y'all not really with the tag team, and y'all might as well just say it.
Yeah, and listen, I'm gonna say this. I don't think that Montez Ford singles push is ever gonna happen. I just don't think it will. I don't know if it ever will. I don't know how far they're gonna really do anything with the Street Profits this time. I don't know. Um, it's just given what happened last time, they didn't really do nothing with them then, and they just kind of faded off. So it's just kind of I'm kind of like what Steven said. It's like now you put them back on TV, especially the minute that Montez gets his wife pregnant, and now we gonna put him back on. Make it make sense, as Steven would say.
It's nothing. It's not making. No, no, no. It's making sense. Nah, I can make it sense. Make it sense. You know how it is. It's a great reset. Every time after WrestleMania, we gonna throw somebody a bone. Who gonna get the bone? For real. Yeah, that's how they. That's how they always do it. There'll be some type of feud that you be like, man, they actually going with this. Nah, they just about to do this more little feud. They gonna get to the real something later. They don't want to do it right now. But with the vision, here's the thing: they need to do something. They gonna have to start building up some wins and start beating the hell out of people to get their credibility back again because their credibility is in shambles right now. To be honest with you, you got Austin Theory and Logan Paul who get in the same type of heat. Dominic get it. I see. You know, they better capitalize off of that. But yeah, they your tag team champions, and I just don't feel it. Even though I haven't felt the tag team championship in a while, I definitely don't feel um Logan Paul and Austin Theory. The two boring wrestlers that to me personally, don't really. I ain't saying they not good. I just don't get into any of their matches. Uh, you know. I don't know, man. Brian Breaker coming back, that was a plus. But you still got those two with you. That's what throwing it off for me.
Yeah, because I think that looking at this group, and I felt like it's basically on life support because Braun was hurt, Reed was hurt. All you really got is just Theory and Logan. Now you have no Brock, even though Brock was not in the group, but just with Heyman, you don't have Brock now, and Gunther is kind of not with them, but somewhat is in a well. Now he's not even with them or with Heyman, or he just owes them a favor because favors. That's why. But just right after Breaker ended up coming back to the ring and went for a spear, but Rollins super kicked him. He went for a curb stop, but Breaker avoided and speared him. Obviously, Rollins is still hurt from yesterday, Saturday, and then he speared him again and just held on, holding his head and said, like, I'm going to make sure I get rid of you. You're just a shell of your former self of what you used to be, and like hit another spear in before taking him out. So I don't know how he bled then and whatnot, but
You can definitely know it's hard way though.
oh yeah,
Do you think
definitely
it
hard.
came for the chair shot?
Yeah, I think it was from the chair. Probably hard way. It came from the chair. So yeah, it just
Damn, that's one hell of a hit there.
yeah, 'cause I think it was from the chair. 'Cause I was like, where did he started bleeding from? So um yeah, that was a yeah, it had to be from that chair. Cause yeah, I don't know how wildly he was swinging it, but yeah, he basically bled. So that was pretty crazy. Next they had Finn Balor versus JD McDonough. I swear they went commercial 5 minutes into the match somehow. It's like I said, this match wasn't really long. I don't know where Balor was bleeding because his like nose and mouth was bleeding. I don't know when that happened, but
But
Balor
then he drop kicked him.
the drop
He
kicked him.
and he
Okay,
went in too far. Accident happened.
yep,
Hit him in the nose. Bam. Wow.
bam. So he bled from there. Balor ended up getting the win with the coup de grace. And then Dominic came out and attacked them. So Balor's not done with the Judgment Day, obviously. And Balor fought them off. So, like I said, not much to say from there, but the feud continues still.
Hold
Gunther was.
on.
Go
I
ahead.
want to say, how did the feud continue? You just had a street fight. What else you can do? What else y'all can do to each other for real? Last man standing, casting match. It gotta be something else because I'm sorry, y'all just had a street fight last night, man. So what else do y'all need to do? I thought that feud was done last night.
I thought it was too. But yeah, it's continuing for some reason. I was hoping it was done. But yeah, we're still continuing this. Why? I don't know. But I guess Balor's got to find his way to get his revenge on all of them. I don't know how long we're gonna keep doing this. I don't know. But next, Gunther was interviewed. Say he felt fantastic after WrestleMania. He has nothing to do with Paul Heyman. Like there is no me and Paul Heyman. LA Knight showed up there and says you're not the only one who won at WrestleMania and looking at the world title right now. Cause I didn't need help winning my match at WrestleMania. And he said should that count as an L for you? And then he did his whole catchphrase. So probably gonna be LA Knight and Gunther soon enough.
Um, and here's the thing. Like, where do you go? Who you go to in
Are,
that feud? Like,
are we gonna push LA Knight this time?
if you go push LA Knight, you gonna have to beat Gunther. But you know how they feel about beating Gunther, so it ain't like they just beat him willy nilly. So it gotta be LA Knight because how many times the crowd gonna be popping for this man if y'all don't do nothing for him?
Yeah, like yeah, the LA Knight booking is I don't know. It's so much I can keep saying this and I'm like, is it gonna go somewhere this time? Like where are we gonna go with it? Literally. Where are we gonna go with it?
Yeah,
So
I feel bad for the guy because he get himself over and he don't don't get rewarded.
yeah, so like unless it's gonna get him to the title or maybe in the world title picture, I have no idea. So we'll see what happens. Uh Rhea and EO basically were saying their goodbyes. Because Rhea must now go to SmackDown since she's the women's champion. And they just hugged. And as they walked away, Liv was sitting around with her title. And I think she said like see you around. And Ripley said look forward to it. So maybe in the future they go against each other again, but Rhea is now headed to SmackDown.
Man,
Uh
that's gonna be your women forever feud right there
Damn yeah.
because here's the thing, it worked perfectly. It worked perfectly character wise. You got the mean girl versus the gothic girl. You know what I'm saying? It plays well. And I love the dynamic. I love the chemistry because that was beautiful when they walked past. See you around. Looking forward to it. And Liv just sitting there looking, all smug. And, that's what the best part of Liv is the character work. And you can see that she really put a lot of work into her character work to the point that she got it over.
Nah, it worked. So she definitely got it over though. That's true. So at some point in the future, this will probably come back. But yeah, Rhea, she's going to SmackDown and has to leave EO for the time being too. But moving on, we had a SUV pull up, and it was Roman Reigns, the new world champion. He headed towards the stage in the ring. The Usos are right there waiting on him, and basically motioning him for him to join. Obviously, people chanted OTC and pop for Roman. And like I said, they were all out there then. And Reigns said, "Acknowledge me to Las Vegas." And we got the title now, and business is moving forward. And that now, his cousins are back at it. And we gotta talk about the family business. So like I missed this, okay? I missed this. And Jay gave him a yeet and all this, and he missed the trust, the respect, the love, the admiration, and he misses doing business with them. And that CM Punk, running his mouth, or Jay talking, going back and forth with washed up rappers from the '90s. I could have swore Cameron and Dipset was in the 2000s, but
That's what I was thinking when he said it. Like, man, he was like, man, you talking to some washed up rappers for the '90s. I'm like, oh no, the 2000s, sir, 2000s.
I don't think Dipset was in the '90s. Somebody said like, "Hey, Dipset looking bad out here, man. Cam may need to go get back and get Jimmy, Jim Jones. Well, he ain't fuck with Jim Jones
But
last time I checked, but
right, and then right, I'm about to say, as Jim was out there in the crowd.
he was.
Yeah, you ain't see when they showed Fabulous, Jim
I saw
Jones,
Fab.
Mano.
Oh, I didn't see. I
They
missed
showed
that part.
the whole crew, the whole podcast.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, because yeah, Fab do got a podcast. I heard. So,
Yeah, with Mano, Dave East, and Jim Jones, and they was
damn, man.
all right there.
I'm surprised they didn't form back together to make a diss record against 50 again. But no, that's crazy though. I was saying like, yeah, Dipset looking bad, man. Cam, like, why ain't Mace help? Mace ain't do shit.
Nah, he did it.
I'm like, well, no, that's Mace for you, man. He got to go back and be a preacher, then come back to hip hop several times. But that's a story for another time. But that's pretty funny. Roman said that. But no, Reign said no one can touch us when we're together, and we ran this place for 4 years as the Bloodline, and we can do it again. And the Usos, they're not serving him anything and whatnot. We all stand together. This is our blood and everything, that he will always be the tribal chief, because Jimmy even said that Roman will always be the tribal chief. Drop the mic, and they put all they wands up in the air then. But then Jacob Fatu came out, and Reigns said, I hadn't seen you in a while, so I'm sure you're here to acknowledge me, right? But Fatu said, nah, I'm not here to acknowledge you. He says, I want that title. Okay, I don't want to be the tribal chief. And Fatu said, I think he said he didn't even want the world. No, he didn't even want the world title. I want what you got. I want everything. Okay, I want the Rolexes. I want the shoe deals. I want the private jets, the cars, the bigger house. I want to put my kids in better schools. I want what you got. Okay, I want everything that you got. And I'm gonna do anything for this. Do anything for his family, even if I gotta go through you. And if I got to take that title, like, so be it. Fans chanting Fatu, and Reigns says, you know what? I want better things for you. I want you to want those things. But he told like Fatu, like if you can beat me and everything, but say if you can't, can you carry the burden of this title? Can you carry the burden that you lost and that you had to acknowledge me as the tribal chief? And Reigns basically went on like, I'm at the top, the top of the mountain and all that. And I'm gonna give you a week to think about it. You don't gotta choose right now, but I'm gonna see you next week on Raw, little cousin. And he dropped the mic. The bloodline walked off, and I think he told one of the Usos like, "Hey man, talk to him. He talked some sense into him." So yeah, how about that, Jacob going for the title? I guess he's gonna be the first one.
And that kind of threw me for a loop, but hey, that's good though. Cool. Hey, I felt that. I felt his promo, and I felt Roman promo. And Roman was like, man, hey, the air is dead up here. On the top of the mountain. I don't know if you could breathe up here. I'm like, whoo, whoo, god damn, that's your cousin. You know you talking to your cousin like that. My goodness, nigga. I don't know if I can talk to my cousins like that. But he was just, I like both of their promos. And I can't wait. If you go give me some a couple of promo battles like this before a match, hey, I'll take it. But we ain't got that long, dude. We already on the 20th. Yeah, was it May 9th?
Backlash.
Yeah, do we ain't got that long. But hey, I would dig it though. I would.
No, I could think that, and I like the promo. I don't know, like, cause with Roman and them, it's almost I almost kind of started feeling. My friend was telling me he's not gonna make it on now, but almost feeling like they're gonna try to get all the Samoans together and whatnot again. Cause obviously I think Roman's gonna beat Jacob, and Jacob may have to acknowledge him. But I did like what Jacob said, like, man, I don't want the title, man. I want what you got. I want everything that you got. I want all that stuff you got. Like I want the money. I want the big paydays. I want the private jets, man. I'm trying to put my kids in the better schools, man. I want what you got. Like I
Not,
want it all.
my favorite part was, oh man, I ain't seen you in a while. You must came out here to acknowledge me. Nah, ain't that. I'm like, he said it so quick.
Nah, 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 that ain't it.
That ain't it. I'm like, I'm, Roman looked at Slapjaw for a little minute, like, whoa, hold on. Did he just say he came out here to acknowledge me? Oh, so what is it? You want the title? Nah, I don't want that. I want what you got. I'm like, hold on, wait a second. Time out. What you mean? And then he went down that list. I'm like, now I understand. But hey, this. Hey, I'm down for it. To be honest with you, Bryce.
Yeah, like nah, they just kind of like yeah, I do like where it's going though. I like it. Um, especially Roman, like, hey man, can you carry that weight? Can you carry that burden? It's high up here. It's very thin air. Like, can you handle that pressure? I'm just giving you a week to think about it, man. I'm gonna give you a week to think about it. Like, you ain't got to choose yet. See you later, little cousin. I'm like, damn.
Damn, right.
So like, damn. That is crazy. But nah, like this was good. Obviously, this is probably gonna be Roman's first opponent. Obviously, they try to get the bloodline kind of back together now. It's like trying almost everybody's trying to get back on the same page. Um, one thing my friend was gloating me about this because, like, yeah, man, they're back on top again. They're back on top. I'm not saying Roman about to have another 4 or 5 year title reign, but he gonna be here for the summer though.
Yeah, at least for the summer. Eh, that's what he said. You gonna see him all summer. Hey, and to be honest with you, he don't need another long title reign. But whoever beat him gonna get that rub from him. You know what I'm saying?
I
So we're gonna have a lot. I think WWE heard the critics. Of course they did because they listen to the fans. But I think now we get a lot of guys who could come in and fill some shoes now.
and obviously a lot happened on here. This is the night after Mania. I think some I think some things did happen that were pretty important. I don't want to say spectacular, but Oba, you got a quick promo. Obviously, Reigns and Jacob now, Punk and Cody, um, and stuff. Who else? Obviously, Seth still fighting. The division, but we got the Street Profits back. A couple of NXT call ups. There's some matches I didn't really kind of care to see that much. It was kind of is what it is, but it was some few noteworthy things on here. Like I said, when it comes to Raw after Mania, it doesn't feel the same like it once did in the past. It's not like the chaos and you know who's gonna show up or something wild's gonna happen. It hasn't been like that in a long time, honestly. Like I said, I feel like WWE just knew how to control it nowadays. But it was still
Yeah,
a lot going on.
yeah. I know what you said. I mean, I wanted to ask you, like, even though you just said it doesn't feel the same, but did this Raw after WrestleMania? Did you feel like they at least tried?
Some parts a little bit this time. Some.
Yeah, I feel like they at least tried it every day, but a couple of newcomers coming in. Not newcomers, but couple of NXT guys coming in. I I felt like they at least tried, but it just don't have that same raw feeling.
No, I get what you mean, and I don't know. Maybe the crowd is just conditioned, and it was the crowd that popped for some things here and there too. I don't know, man. It's just when it came to the, I was so you. I'll just say this: like when it came to the Raw after Mania, before like they made it to a big thing. It's like me personally, I was always excited to see the Raw after Mania because I always thought it was the best crowd of the year. I always thought you never know what they're gonna say, you never know what's gonna happen. Yeah, you get some call ups, some wild stuff is gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen, who shows up, who returns, something obviously big will happen. And even like they probably have a few parts. I even said about last year, but I do believe it has gotten more. It got tame later in time. It became tame. They knew what to do. They knew how to control things.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree.
They smartened up and stuff. So it's like, yeah, there was a few things on here. I'm not saying nothing didn't happen. But like I said, Oba getting his big win, and a lot of people were wondering what happens with Gunther next, or did I think Brock was gonna be out here? Just I don't know, maybe say a few words, but no. But it was like Heyman doing it. Like I said, I'm still kind of in the you know, I don't think that thing with him and Gunther's gonna happen at SummerSlam, but I can't rule it out at the same time either to some extent. I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of in my head feel like we'll see. Like I already explained it earlier, so I don't know because I get it. SummerSlam, Minneapolis. We'll see. That's all I can say because they only played a video package. You think they would have probably played more stuff throughout the entire night of Brock?
Yeah, I mean that video package was what I ain't gonna lie to you. That was good enough. I ain't gonna lie to you. It went through his whole career. And I liked it. His whole career to the point from WWE to UFC back to WWE.
Yep.
My goodness. And then that video, like I told you, did man, that video package made me remember. Like my goodness, this nigga was just so like he is a unicorn. Ain't no was he still is a unicorn. You cannot find it. You cannot, and no matter
He
what.
still looks great.
Right. He's just a unicorn, bro. Like you just not gonna find another him. It's just not. You're not gonna get another Brock.
That's true. That's why I
Uh,
kind of. That's why I was kind of like I'm in the like when it happened. I was like, let's see what happens on Raw first because I'm not ruling this out yet all the way, like I explained earlier. So, but I'm like, give it time. We'll see what happens.
yeah,
So I'm not kind of ruling him out all the way. Now, yeah,
yeah,
because I'll say this last thing, like, because commentary kept saying it seemingly looked like Brock Lesnar retired. They said that
yeah,
a lot,
yeah,
seemingly,
man.
but it's like
But
they gave Oba the win. That's basically what matters here, though.
yeah,
So yeah, other than that though, but yeah, this is the Raw. Like I said, never really do a Raw after Mania review this much, but had to get to it just to combine both of these things. So, like I said, Raw it was okay. I thought it was some things that mattered. That's the main thing. Like I said, you already heard the Mania two night two part of it, but yeah, I'm gonna see what happens next. This is a weird time going into Mania this time, but night two did make up for a lot of things, and Raw was fine for what it was. I thought
yeah. I thought it was. I thought it was okay. You
some
know,
noteworthy things.
yeah. The Soul Ruka match, Soul Ruka and Liv match was a good match. I definitely thought that was really had the crowd going crazy because so Ruka did that no hand over the top rope. You was like, my goodness, did she just do that? She is cold,
No, she is
and
cold for real.
but yeah, I thought it was okay overall.
But yeah, it was pretty good. I'll say it was okay. But other than that, gotta stay high in the sky because it's 420. So gotta put the thumbs in the air. Go like R. It's RVD day. RVD, yeah, because it's 420. But other than that, yeah, we're out of here though. Such for this special combined edition of two reviews into one of Mania 42 night two and the Raw after Mania because hey, we did this after Raw had went off the air. So other than that, we're done. We out of here. Comment, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. You know, follow me on Twitter, HoodieNight890. We out of here. See you then. Peace.